Hey YouTube! So it's that time again. It's quarterly goals time. For those of you that aren't familiar with my channel, I do a set of quarterly goals. I set out 10 to 14 goals, and this time around I did 13, and the idea is to accomplish at least half of these. I always set out more than I can actually do. So the idea is to accomplish half of this, and that's considered a success. Now, I typically do these, like I said, in a 3-month period, this in this case being from July to September. And I got this idea from another author. Her name is Jenna Moresi. Make sure you check out her channel. And as always, I want to thank her for this idea, and I also want to congratulate her on reaching 100,000 subscribers. That's really terrific. Jenna, if you're watching, you should really be committed for that. I mean, congratulations. It's an amazing thing, and if you get to make sure you check out not only her other videos, but also check out her quarterly goals stuff too, because this is great not only for writers, but if whether you want to set this for work, for acting stuff, for if you're writing music, this could be set for anything, and you can change it however you want. So let's get started. Let's see how I did. So the first one's kind of a personal goal. I don't want to get into any details about it, but I did fail it. I'm sad to say this is probably one of the biggest ones that I needed to accomplish, and unfortunately I didn't, but hey, I'm only human. But moving on. 2, design the cover of Phantom Lock, Phantom Fall. I did do this one. So I got to meet up with my artist Emily Thornton. If you get to make sure you follow her on Twitter at Saturn Traveler. She did a terrific job on the Phantom Lock, the Lost cover, and I was really excited to get her back to do this one. And I had this really terrific idea for it, and you can check out this cover on my page, but it's got a lot to do with the Chicago city, the Fox portrait, and time itself. It's really phenomenal. She did a great job bringing my idea to life, and I'm really proud of it, and I'm really proud of the job she did. So that was a win for me. Number 3, finish editing Phantom Lock, Phantom Fall. Phantom Lock, Phantom Fall has been edited by myself more times than I can count, and it's with both my editors, Gail Madsen and Jimmy Bond, and they're both looking at it right now, and I'm supposed to be getting it back next week. So that's something that I feel that I definitely accomplished, and I feel that this book is going to be special. It's definitely the best thing I've ever done. Hi, Cat. This is Ripley. No, please, don't mind me. Am I in your way? Hey, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Say hello to everybody. Hello. Ellen. Ripley. Say hello. Alright, you can stay there. Number 4 is also kind of a private one. It's another one I didn't accomplish. It wasn't that big of a deal. It was just sort of it's a very minor thing, but I didn't get to do it. Number 5, interview Jay Wells. I had a great time interviewing Jay Wells about a year or 2 ago, and you can check that out on my YouTube channel as well. I've been wanting to talk to her about our new Prosperous War book. And Jay Wells is one of my favorite authors. I love her urban fantasy series. Both Dirty Magic and the Sabina Cain series are terrific. And I'm really excited to read the 4th in the Prosperous War series. And I think Jay Wells also does a YouTube channel, by the way. Make sure you follow that as well. But I just, with everything else that's been going on, I haven't had the time to really set that up. But Jay, if you're watching, I would very much like to talk to you again. because it was really cool to get to sit down and talk to her. I think Jay is very, very talented, and to me and to many others, she's a big deal. She's a very, very, very talented urban fantasy author. Number 6, write a short story for the Writing Out Cancer podcast. I'm excited to be doing the Writing Out Cancer podcast again, and I did write a short story for this. I wrote it's a horror short story. It's about a grandfather clock. I don't want to go into too much detail because I don't want to give a whole lot away. But I did a story about a grandfather clock because my grandmother had this really big one that was just, it scared the hell out of me. And I had a lot of fun with that one. It's probably the most fun I had just writing a pure horror story in a while. After working on urban fantasy stuff for so long, it was kind of cool to go back to what I consider to be my roots, I guess. Try out the Legendary Club, number 7. So Legendary is probably my favorite board game. It's by Upper Deck. It's a deck building game. There's all sorts of different themes for it. There's Marvel, Buffy, Firefly, Predator, Alien, Big Trouble in Little China. They've done a whole lot of stuff for this. And I have been thinking about setting up a club at my library, but the thing is, again, I've been so busy with writing and work and preparing for the comic book convention, I just haven't gotten around to it. Speak of the Devil, number 8, prepare for Comic-Con. I went to Cincinnati Comic-Con about a week, actually just this last weekend, and I was really nervous about it because I had no idea how I was going to do, but it was really refreshing to meet all these creative and fantastic people. Not only people who were just there to, buy stuff and to meet actors, but it was also great to meet the other exhibitors. I think that was my favorite part, was connecting with all these people that are passionate about either writing, art, or whatever it is that they're into. I got to network with a lot of people, and that was my favorite part of the thing. And I'm excited to do it again. I don't know if I'll be doing it again next year. I think I might wait till the year after for when I have even more content out, but we'll see. Number 10, read The Wasteland by Stephen King and Servant by Jennifer J.S. Bailey. Excuse me. So I've been wanting to read more and more, and I have been doing pretty well about sitting down and reading, but I still haven't finished either of these books. I've been kind of swapping back and forth. The Wasteland, of course, is a Dark Tower book, and I'm about halfway through it. It's very, very good. I think, not to give like an early review, but I think as it is going now, I think I like it even more than The Drawing of the Three. The Drawing of the Three was kind of like really weird and out there. It's not that I didn't enjoy it. I still loved it. The Gunslinger, the first one, is still my favorite, but I digress. Number 11, go camping, because great things happen in horror stories when people go camping, right? Yeah, I've been wanting to do camping for book research for probably about a year and a half to 2 years now. Really, I keep putting it off because of money and because of time, and it's just there's never been a good time for it yet. But hopefully I will get to that one eventually. Planning out the Phantom Lock spinoff. I am planning a spinoff of sorts for Phantom Lock. It's going to follow the FBI agent named Angela Nardi. She's going to have her own book series. How many books will be in that one, I have no idea, but it'll definitely be an urban fantasy series. I'm excited to delve more into this character's backstory, and I can't go into too much detail because I know so little. I consider myself a pantser when I'm writing, and I've got a couple of ideas as to where I want to take it, but it's funny. I've got like the bare bones of the beginning of it in my head, and then I've got the ending of the series in my head as well, if I decide to stick with where the direction that I want to go. So we will see. I'll at least write one book for her. I can guarantee that. I'm a lot of people really seem to love this character in Phantom Lost, and I think they'll love her even more in Phantom Fall. So not to spoil anything, but she's going to be in that one too. I thought her chemistry with Kurt and Detective Means was really good. Not to pat myself on the shoulder, but thanks so much for everybody who was really jazzed about that character. It's funny. I designed her completely different at some point, and then she ended up being something else, and people seem to really respond to her, and I love that character too. It's funny how that sort of thing just sort of works out from time to time. Last but not least, write a short story about a certain villain. Now, I can't go into detail as to where this villain, if this villain is part of the Phantom Lock series, the spin-off series, or if it's from a former short story. I can't go into any details because it's kind of a spoiler, but I did do this, and I'm excited. Whenever I decide to share it with you guys, I'm excited for you guys to see where I'm going to go with this character as well. So, for those keeping score, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of the 13. So that's half. Even if we round down or round, it doesn't matter if we round down or up. It's half. So that's a win for me. And I used to do the Funko Pop thing, and I kind of sort of decided to start doing that again because rewarding myself was fun. And I decided to go crazy because I couldn't not get one. I couldn't get one and not get the other. So, speaking of the Dark Tower, I went with the Man in Black Funko Pop and the Gunslinger Funko Pop. So that's a little reward for me, and this is from the movie, which I absolutely loved. But yeah, thanks again as always for watching. And oh, there's one I completely skipped. Sorry. And this is a win, by the way. So this is the very last one. Finish and launch Patreon. So this will give me a chance to talk about Patreon a little bit. You can see how scatterbrained I am from working on book stuff. I've been going crazy trying to get this thing finished and edited and perfect, so that way it'll be the best it can be for when the audience is ready for it, and for when I'm ready to release it, which will be obviously October 31st. So I had a couple people tell me that I should try doing Patreon, and Patreon is where audience members can go to support their content creators. And I had originally done like what I consider to be a traditional Patreon. I did the whole thing where I had $1, $5, $10, $15, and so on and so forth. And I saw I believe her name's Comic Book Girl 19. I think that's her pen name on her YouTube channel. But she did this really cool thing where she just had one, and it was just the $1 thing, and it's like basically if you gave anything at all, you got all the stuff. And I was like, you know, that's pretty cool. It's like, because I don't want to. I felt funny setting it up in the first place. You guys don't have to do it. But I want to make it worth your while if you're wanting to give more to help me on this journey. And it's like, I thought the most important goal, the most important reward was having the Patreon credit in the book, and you can basically be immortalized, which I thought was cool. And there'll be all sorts of stuff and super awesome content that people that are on Patreon will get to see before anybody else. And it's like the more that sign up for that, the more creative I'll get with it. But right now, I think I've got one or two. And thank you for those one or two that have signed up. But it feels funny asking people for help. But basically, what that's going to go towards is for editing stuff and for audio and video equipment for whenever I decide to upgrade. But yeah, that's what that's for. So again, I succeeded in doing 7 out of the 13. thank you so much for watching. As always, subscribe to my channel. Check me out on Twitter. Make sure that you subscribe to Jenna Moresi too. Let's see if we can get her up to 200,000. That way she can give away more of those awesome mugs she showed in her most recent video.